This story is out of Houston, Texas, and involves Troy Collier, a beautiful 7-year-old child who had a gorgeous smile and wonderful personality. He loved eating pizza, playing with toys, and watching cartoons. Unfortunately, Troy was found dead inside the top loading washing machine. The crime took place on June 28, 2022. Tiffany Thomas, age 35, who is Troy's adopted mother, called 911 and told the operator that she had last seen Troy at around 6:30 p.m. the previous evening when she left for work. She said Jermaine Thomas, who is her husband, age 42, and who is Troy's adopted father, stated he last saw Troy when he got home from work between the hours of 7:30 and 8:30 the night before, and that the boy had been sitting in the living room watching TV. When police officers arrived at the scene, they interviewed the parents and did a complete search of the house. In addition, deputies searched the neighborhood in vain for more than 1 hour, which included launching a drone. The police officers searched the Thomases' home without any luck. One of the officers was searching the garage and utility room and just happened to lift the lid off the family top-loading washing machine. He saw Troy's body in the bottom of the wash tub and tried to see if Troy was breathing. While doing so, the officer called out to the other deputies that he found Troy. The officer was pushed out of the way by Jermaine, who reached into the washing machine and pulled Troy out of the washer. Jermaine was instructed to place Troy on the floor by the officers, and they immediately began CPR. Police found serious injuries on Troy's upper legs. His arms and legs was warm to the touch, but his torso was cold. Troy had blood around his nose and an enlarged bump over his right eye. There were blood stains on the base of the washer drum. Troy's jeans, which had been pulled down to his knees, smelled like urine, indicating that the washing machine had likely not run a wash cycle before Troy was located. Cops also found blood stains on a door frame and on a cardboard box in the kitchen. Troy was pronounced dead at 7:22 a.m. An autopsy was performed by the medical examiner, which ruled the death a homicide. The medical examiner said he found multiple injuries all over his body, and including the face. Troy's body bore signs of both old and new injuries, which included blunt force trauma, asphyxiation, and possible drowning. In interviews with the detectives, the police told stories that conflicted with the earlier 911 call. It seems Jermaine and Tiffany changed their story multiple times. Jermaine stated earlier he got home a little after 11 p.m., found Troy gone, changed his clothes, and went to sleep. Now, your 7-year-old son is missing and you go to sleep. You did not think to call the police or your wife to state Troy is missing. This is a huge red flag. Jermaine stated he got up at 4 a.m. to look for Troy. While he was looking for Troy, his wife Tiffany arrived home at 5 a.m. In the second interview with police, Jermaine admitted only to spanking Troy 4 days earlier. He stated he hit Troy with an open hand on his buttocks. Jermaine stated while disciplining Troy, he accidentally hit him in the back because Troy was jumping around. Investigators obtained security footage from the neighborhood, which police officers say further contradicted Jermaine and Tiffany's versions of events. Troy was observed on video running around outside the home between 8:14 p.m. and 8:35 p.m. He was alone and appeared to be engaged in hide-and-seek type of play by himself. The footage from the neighbor's video shows Jermaine arriving home at 12:46 a.m. Jermaine was never again observed on video outside of the home. The video included audio, and there was never any audible shout, which would be consistent with someone searching for a missing child. Exactly. Tiffany got home shortly after 5 a.m., but was not seen outside the home again until after police officers arrived. At the time, police did not make an arrest because they needed to investigate exactly what happened for results of the autopsy and toxicology report. Now, I was furious that the Thomases were not arrested at the time. However, I understood a full investigation needed to be done. During the investigation, CPS confirmed that Jermaine and Tiffany adopted Troy in 2019. Court records show earlier this year, CPS conducted two investigations after school officials reported possible child abuse because Troy had black eyes and bruises. The investigation also found text messages between Jermaine and Tiffany. Tiffany texted Jermaine that she was going to put Troy in the oven and turn it on until he admitted to eating her oatmeal cream cookies. She also said, "I am not doing anything for his birthday. I am sick and tired of this boy. Like I am really sick and tired of him, and I do not want him in this house no more." Jermaine said he was going to kill Troy if he ate his donut stick. He told Stephanie, "You are going to come home, and Troy will be hanging from a tree outside." This is totally disgusting. Tiffany texted Jermaine 3 days before Troy died and said, "This boy got life messed up. I come out the restroom from taking my shower, and his funky butt is in the living room watching TV." After the preliminary investigation was completed, Jermaine was charged with capital murder, and Tiffany has been charged with injury to a child by omission. Both was arrested and placed in the Harris County Jail. My commentary. This case is so sad and disgusting. Troy did not stand a chance with these evil people because they abused this beautiful child. He will never get to experience any milestones such as going to the prom, graduating from college, and having a family of his own. Jermaine and Tiffany should not even been given bail. Um, the book should have been thrown at them. I would like to ask Tiffany and Jermaine what was the purpose of adopting him if you were going to abuse him? Was it about the money? I personally believe that these are two miserable people that took their frustration out on Troy. He really did not deserve this. I have a question for CPS. Why did you leave Troy in this disgusting household? And where was Troy's biological family in his life? Matthew 18:6 states, "But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it will be better for him to have a millstone hung around his neck and be drowned in the depth of the sea." I hope and pray that Jermaine and Tiffany repent for their sins and that God have mercy on their soul. Troy, Troy did not deserve this abuse. Troy literally went through hell and he needs justice. My final note, if you know of someone that is abusing a child, please call the police ASAP so it can be documented and the child can be helped. If you are a parent incapable of raising your child, please reach out to the police, hospital, neighbor, or the local church. Please do not abuse a child because it is evil and wrong. Thank you.